Gemstones and Whiskey, an Outlander podcast. I'm Ashley Alexandra.
And I'm Reena Ezra.
And this is episode 14, The Search.
Playing it after the opening credits now.
Yes, Lord.
Oh. That's when I mute it to make sure the sound's off, but then you accidentally unmute it.
So Ian's sitting there without his leg and his arm in a sling. Jenny has the baby and she's like walking around trying to get stuff done. Claire is ready to go.
She's like Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. I'm gonna go off into the woods.
Yeah, she's like,
to find my husband.
I gotta go, and Ian's like, well, I'm coming with you. And she's like, you don't have a leg, sir. And Ian's like, well, there are twigs outside.
Why is he so adamant?
Because it's his best friend,
Yeah.
and he probably felt bad that he
doesn't
couldn't
wanna
protect his friend.
Feel helpless.
Yeah. And imagine, like, losing your, like, assistive device.
Yeah,
where, like,
right.
literally he probably is feeling helpless.
Yes. That's very fair.
Um...
But we don't know what the redcoats are going to do to him.
No.
We don't know where they're
Yes, we
bringing
do.
him. Well, I mean, we know, but at this current moment in this show, if you're watching for the first time, you do not know. Also, Claire, is going to have any weapons with her? She's just going to go totally, like, with no defense?
I think
like,
they're gonna...
what's happening
I
here?
Think they have some stuff.
Going up on a horse.
Also, are her and Jenny wearing the same outfit?
No. Jenny's is
okay.
green.
Oh, okay.
And hers is dark green. You're right, it is just two different shades of green, yeah. That's more
what
of
are
like
you wearing to the search? I don't know, like a green corset, like a cute green corset. And like,
imagine that?
just like a
they're badass though. I mean, Jenny has a gun strapped to the
Hell
back
yeah.
of her belt while wearing this outfit.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome. That is so awesome.
Jenny is really holding it together.
I mean, she just gave birth. She just had a fresh new baby. And she's like...
she's on a horse.
She's just galloping, like, fast, like there's
through
no problem.
the uneven wood.
Yeah, I mean, that would make you... I don't know, I've heard, like, once you give birth, your body just automatically, like, leaks liquid and you just pee and everything. They don't have Depends. They don't have diapers.
Can we just give it up for women for a moment?
Oh, my God.
And the expectation put on women?
I gave him a slow clap.
Yeah,
That's
good.
what I give
Here's
women.
Here is expert tracker Jenny, who's like, there's a horseshoe print, and the birds are flying due east. We must be close.
It's like licks her finger, puts it to the wind. That's just the classic thing I think of.
So essentially, she's just a wizard.
She's like Carmen San Diego.
San Diegans.
Oh,
wow,
gosh.
there's some dead bodies.
Ooh,
that is probably
startling.
alarming.
Ooh.
But they do know.
Just
again,
double
they
check,
heard
make
that.
sure it isn't. Oh my God.
Ooh, the eyeballs are pecked out by crows.
Oof.
Wow, that's
a cringe. That's a point for cringe right there.
It's a Luke. That's Taryn. Okay.
Okay, good. Neither are Jamie.
Yikes.
That's definitely, like, their heart must skip a beat to be, like,
Yeah.
turning over a man
Yeah.
and being like, I hope you're not him.
Well,
hope
I
you're
feel
not
like
him.
you probably know.
By his hair.
And just, like, overall, like,
Yeah.
I feel like I really do know, I could identify people with very little, I think. Like, people
Just
that I know.
by their physical.
Yeah,
look, you
just
mean.
things, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you did... Okay.
Wow, okay, again with the...
Oh my God.
Those are empty eye
I
sockets.
don't want to...
Ooh,
They're eating them like
Leroy.
grapes. Oh.
You know, eyeballs are very strange.
Yes, they are. They are. You know when people get, like, cataract surgery?
Yeah, my mom got it.
Ooh, that just freaks me out.
Wait, but have you ever touched an eyeball? Like, did you ever have to do a lab class? We had to do sheep's eyeballs.
I had to dissect many things.
What, did you have to dissect an eyeball?
Yes, actually, yes.
It
yeah,
was
I did.
so
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be so
Yes.
hard.
Yeah.
Like, the film on the outside is very thick. I mean, it was a sheep eyeball, which was larger than our eyeball.
Yeah, but it's not so different as far as sometimes, like, the structure. Well, right, because what's all the gushy stuff is actually the stuff, everything that's on the surface, everything that's on the outside.
Yeah.
Once you get deeper into the core, like, yeah, you have the why am I blinking? The
cornea.
Thank you. And then other things that are like just tougher and rough. Also, though, I do think it is because that is aged by the time you get your specimen that you have to dissect, or if they do keep it in like that chemical.
What's it called?
Chlorophyll.
No.
Whatever, chlorophyll. That's part of the plant.
But borax is all I'm thinking of. It's not that.
Wow, I remember nothing from biology.
Also, Jenny whipped out a titty, and
she's just spraying the milk into a cup.
That has to be a prosthetic, right?
No, there's not real milk coming out of her tit. Unless the actress
that whole thing is a prosthetic.
Was actually pregnant and she was able to do that.
I don't think she was.
No, I don't.
I think that was a prosthetic.
No,
I remember them talking about it. But imagine
it looks
your
very
job.
Realistic though.
Hey, on Tuesday I gotta make a fake milk boob.
Yeah, you gotta just squirt a tit on camera. And if
it's both.
It is a prosthetic. If I look closely, the color of the prosthetic is definitely different than her chest skin.
Right.
Well, the makeup is so good at that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, she does have freckles. You're right. That's different. It just squirts out liquid. That's just so fun. That's so cool. Where Claire's just looking at it oh. You have to, your body's producing milk.
Yeah, and she's yeah, it hurts, thanks.
And I love it, no warning, just whips the tip.
Yeah. Also, she shouldn't waste that.
I should watch
Shouldn't they drink it for, sustenance?
She just tosses it.
Warm milk.
Is it naturally sweet, though?
I don't know.
We're gonna find out. I'm looking
okay, now Jenny finds some poop, and she's we're getting closer. It's still warm.
So, breast milk contains the milk sugar lactose, which I knew that, but how sweet is it? Lactose is not the sweetest type of sugar.
So it's kind of Splenda.
So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that
it's
sweet
Milk Light.
In flavor. Huh?
I said it's Splenda or something. It's Milk Light. It's
yeah.
It's 1% milk.
Yeah. 1% less fat. What was the other thing we were talking about to look up? I totally forgot.
I don't know.
Gone in the wind. Look how nice her hair looks.
I know. Yeah, she's been running through the countryside. Her braid is tight. So they have found the redcoats, and I'm sorry, that was not Taran who was getting his eyeballs
they look
plucked out by crows. Taran is in the back of the
But he's still dead.
wagon. No, he's alive.
He's alive?
Yeah, so it looks like they took
people in shock
Taran
like you.
and Jamie, but for some reason Jamie's not there. So they're trying to figure it out. But it looks like these generals or whoever sent they're sending another redcoat with a letter. So maybe that's pertaining to Jamie. We don't know.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see.
We're gonna find out.
Oh, and fainting works like a charm every time. Jenny just fainted in front of the messenger horse. The redcoat's hey, you okay? And, yes, Claire with the gun. They're both holding a gun.
I would love a spin-off if it was Claire
on.
and Jenny as two bandits.
Oh my
and
God.
They're just, wearing pants.
Or, bounty hunters.
Oh, yeah. And they, have weapons, and they're just, on the hunt, and they just gotta... Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah. I love this so much. Lady power.
I love how Claire has to clarify. Claire's the clarify. She's we're not, harlots or... We're not bandits or thieves. You're making this more difficult than it needs. It's Claire, really, you don't need to explain.
So Jenny has just heated up a metal rod.
Jenny's not waiting. She's the torture starts
ripping
now.
the man's boot off, and she's you see this hot rod? Well, that sounds weird. I'm gonna burn your feet now. How do you feel about that? And she does it. Also, especially in those times, if you mess up your feet, you could die of dysentery.
Oh, yes, you're right. Plus, that you can't walk for... That's gonna hurt so much. Wow,
Jenny is really... She's been so composed, and I think she's a little bit of misplaced anger, I think.
Her patience is running
actually placed. It's not missed. It's placed.
Yeah. It's very well placed.
And Claire's like, listen, like, I don't want her to keep doing this to you, okay? Can you just tell us what we're asking? Because this is really dramatic for me.
But it's perfect, right? Good cop, bad cop.
Absolutely.
It's perfect.
Do you think you'd be good cop or bad cop? Okay, you and I, do you think you'd be good cop or bad cop?
Oh, I don't know, because you're quite good as bad cop if you if you play bad cop. Yeah. I feel like you have a lot of fun surprises. My, like, automatic nature would be bad cop.
Yeah, I think you're a bad cop. 100%.
You're like, yes. No hesitation. You're... Well, like, thanks for making me bad cop, but no, I would want to try out good cop, you know? Like,
I think I think we both have the capability to be either.
Fierce. Mm-hmm.
We're very flexible.
Yes.
We're very talented.
We have such a range.
Whatever you need, you got it. But I think our dynamic, I think you would be bad cop.
Okay.
Because I think you have a real, like, get it done kind of, like, let's take care of business and stop messing around.
That way? Oh, yes.
You know?
I think you are definitely, as far as, like, good cop, you're definitely, be the nice, like, sweet talker, or be the one who's just, like, you know how to be somebody's friend, and you're like, come on. Like, you want to do, like, yeah.
Like, I'd be like,
plus
Reena, go get a coffee. And then be like, listen, I'm so sorry. She's having a really bad day.
Imagine we just take this act around, like, children's birthday parties, and, like, you hire us to...
Are we yelling at them at their own birthday?
I don't know. I didn't think it through. But I just meant, you know, good cop.
Who put a cookie in the VCR? LOL, there is no VCR anymore. Why did I say VCR?
Whose birthday is it? Not yours! And I just, like, grabbed their gifts and you're like, Rita, chill. Hey, you want these gifts, right? Yeah, I don't know.
So they're talking about whether or not to kill this guy. And Claire's like, we can't. And then Murtaugh shows up after how many episodes not being in the show?
Several.
And just kills the guy as they're arguing.
Woohoo! Look at him in his swanky hat.
And, because again, like, they essentially told the guy who they're looking for. So they found the letter on this messenger, redcoat. And it said about Jamie. And they're like, perfect, that's the man we're looking for. So now the guy knows what their deal is. And, like, you have to kill him.
Yeah.
Come on, 1700s, kill your enemies.
Yes, exactly. But he also has such helpful tips. When he came here and just killed the guy, and he's just like, hide your tracks better. Yeah. I found you, and I could hear the screams.
He's like, amateurs.
Yeah. He's been doing it for so long.
He's like, I can smell the breast milk from 5 miles away. So things are a little tense. Because Claire really, again, she's a nurse, and I think she doesn't have the same survival instinct, or survival, I think her conscience is way more in control than her survival instinct.
Yes.
I think only in terms of, like, very, very desperate moments will her survival instinct take over, whereas Jenny's like, listen, I'm Jenny from the block. Like, we can't play around. These people, like, again, the redcoats have really tortured the Scots.
She knows what they're capable of, and obviously, at this point, Claire should know what they're capable of. But Jenny did just say a very crucial sentence where she's just like, basically love, paraphrasing, but love makes you do things you wouldn't imagine you would do. Like, love forces you to make a choice, and obviously those are, you know, words that Claire is going to have to keep in her mind, and you see Claire evolve as a character and make certain choices over the many seasons of Outlander, but it goes back to this, I think this very scene in this episode of this show where Jenny just gave her, it wasn't even like advice, it was just like, this is the reality of it. Like, love's she loves her brother. She needs to do, like what you said, for survival, but also pushes you towards the limits that, Jenny wouldn't imagine for her doing that to a redcoat. She wouldn't imagine that she used to, like, harm anybody or kill. Like, she wants to be, people, don't, they're not, evil, psychotic people. They don't take enjoyment out of it. That's also the thing. But, I mean, if you're gonna be successful at, or, like, accomplishing or achieving any of this stuff in, like, versus, like, all these bad other evildoers, like, I don't know, you gotta do something, and that's just a huge lesson for Claire.
Absolutely. Murtaugh. He's like, I saw your fire. He's got, like, a rabbit or something.
I mean, he knows how to hunt. He probably make that taste so good.
Yeah. Well, and essentially they're like, so what? Did Ian tell you? And he's like, yeah.
Oh, it's not a rabbit.
I don't know what
I think it's a duck.
I'm like, sure, tell me what it is.
I see the bill. It's definitely a duck.
I love the bit of engineering. Did you see their little setup of, like, an incline where they put the different logs?
Yes.
So that, like, it auto-replenishes.
How cool is that?
The fire. So smart.
So cool.
First time I've seen that. All these men sitting around fires. Never saw that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You have a different way of thinking.
So Jenny gives some of the rent money to Claire. Because she's like, you're going to need this. She is going back to Lollybrock because, she just had a baby. And the baby's now been away from her for too long. Like, she needs food. She needs breast milk and not just goat's milk or whatever.
Also, that Murtaugh is here now.
Yes.
So it's not really necessary for Jenny to be here.
Yeah.
She got Claire pretty far.
So far. I mean, they got the information they needed, which is
where he is.
Jamie's still alive. Well, no, they don't know where he's being held, though, right? That's the whole issue.
Oh, true.
Or that he got away. That's what it was. That he had escaped.
But they still don't know his exact
They
location.
intercepted that letter, so the Redcoats aren't going to be looking for him on a grand scale.
Isn't that so, like, everything has to do, back in that day, was just, everything was about intercepting a letter. Everything was like, Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah.
Whole letter. If they
That's why I never put anything in writing.
You know?
My mom used to tell me that. She'd say, never put it, you have to be very careful about what you put in writing.
It's true. Yeah, that's true.
Because it lives on forever, and I was
that's
like,
true.
Yeah, okay.
What about being recorded?
Yeah.
On an audio podcast.
Please, we cannot be held accountable for any, like at
it's
the end, like a disclaimer of like,
know.
we cannot be held accountable.
Yeah, if people already know that this is all a joke and everything's a joke, don't take anything we say seriously. Yeah.
Just a reminder that these are comedians and we're trained professionals and I can't talk about
one's
that.
good cop and one's bad cop. And Harry's for your birthday parties.
They gave a good long sisterly hug. Because Claire didn't have siblings either.
This is
So, like,
facts.
this is big for Claire, making connections. Even, like, with Frank, and she spoke about it a little bit around the fire in the scene before, like, her uncle taught her how to, like, be in the wilderness. She grew up with her uncle, who was an anthropologist.
Yeah, that uncle, yeah.
Also, around,
she wasn't even close with Frank's family.
No.
She's now super close with Jamie's family, and she was where we left off in the 1940s, or the flashback that we had episodes ago. He was just like, let's get married, and then she's like, well, what about, I haven't even met your parents yet. Like, that's, also, the Brits, though, right, don't seem as warm and as, depends on the person, but the culture, again, difference between that and Scottish.
Yeah.
Like a Scottish family, these people being very close-knit and,
yeah, and I think more outwardly passionate, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Whereas I think
They're more
stereotype, which I don't know if it's accurate or not, is that
they don't really show their emotion.
They're just a little more refine's not the right word.
I was just gonna say internal. They're more closed off. You mean?
I think that they're
all
just
introverts.
Careful. They're particular.
Yes.
They're particular about how they convey their emotion.
Yes.
About how and when they convey their emotion.
Yes.
And yeah,
Still loving these nature shots.
It's very nice.
Of where they filmed.
So Murtaugh and Claire have set off.
We are in a new village.
Yeah, this is nice, especially coming off of last episode where we were just in Lollybroch. So Claire, essentially their plan is to go from town to town because Jamie has escaped. So they don't know where Jamie is. As far as they know, he escaped the original group of redcoats, and so they're hoping that he has the skills to continue to lay low. And be in hiding. So their plan is to go from town to town and start getting word spread about this tall bearded man who dances with swords and this lady doctor.
What a pair.
So that's what they're doing. They're trying to be as visible as possible. Claire's even reading palms in the back. Because again, everyone in a town talks, right? So especially if you have new people coming in, you're like, who's that?
Yeah, right.
So you just hope that somehow word would get back to Jamie, so that they can find him, or he can find them, more likely.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best things they could be doing right now. Also, they always have to be active. You're never going to find somebody in the show who's going to be like, oh, I'll just sit and wait to see what happens.
This is really interesting and smart. So Claire's reading the palms, and she's like, oh, I see a man, a tall, strapping, red-headed man. Have you seen a man like that recently? And she's like, no. She's like, oh, well, I see you're going to go on a journey.
No, she's just giving this woman
some
dreamy thing to think
How
about.
nice.
Yeah.
It'll get her through the week.
Yeah. A deep question, what are your thoughts on hope? Do you believe it's false hope? Do you believe hope is dangerous? Do you believe hope is always positive?
Hope keeps people going. And I think people are capable of a lot when they have hope.
Yes. I agree with that. I think it is necessary.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of like tricking your mind.
Yeah.
In some respects, I shouldn't say that fully, but in the fact that if you do have hope, that is what's going to push you forth toward, I don't know, the thing or whatever you want truly to happen, or sometimes that's all people have left.
Yeah. I think hope is essential.
Well, you heard it here, folks. So they are...
Murtaugh's like, I couldn't even do my steps because it was so loud in here. I couldn't hear the music and no one even cares.
So Murtaugh definitely believes that Jamie will come to them. Jamie's escaped, and obviously he's probably on his way to getting back to his family. Hopefully they don't just, hopefully they cross paths and don't just miss each other. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't remember.
Yeah. And Claire's like, listen, this was a stupid plan. We can't be doing this.
I love how positive Murtaugh is, though. Not with that attitude. It is. We're not with that attitude. We won't want, look at this guy's just eating fire.
Fire breather. I don't know how people do that.
This is pure Renaissance times. Everyone's just having fun.
Let's have some fun. This beat is.
Yeah, I love how Claire's eating an apple. I was watching on Netflix the movie cliches. Just gonna put it out there if people want to watch it. Now
It's
I noticed,
a series?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's very short. It's the host with Rob Lowe hosts it, and it's very short. But it's just a lot of things I pay attention to now. It's just for movies, but there's similar things in TV shows. But like her eating an apple and people eating an apple is is one of the cliches.
She needs to do something with her hands. Apple.
Yeah, or that crunch thinking thing or thing or whatever. The one where a woman's just men. They're so blah 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 blah, and it's they always have that person. There's so many of them, but That's just what it made me think of. Yeah, Murtaugh, why don't you start eating fire?
Claire's like, well, you should, like, I don't know, sing a song with your dancing. And he's like, a song? And she's like, yeah, like something jazzy. And he's like, jazz? She's like, She starts singing Bugle Boy. He's like, that's it.
I do love Claire's outfit.
Yep, so they've somehow tricked the fire breather out of his clothes. And Claire's now...
They probably smell so bad.
Oh, God, so bad. I think about that every time I see this episode. I'm like, oh. It's like when you, like, put on a costume for a school play, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It takes a minute, but, like, by the first scene, you're like, I'm smelling the BO of 7 Cinderellas before me.
I totally felt that and was disgusted when in college I took a fencing course and you're wearing the mask or whatever and they're like, oh, we wipe it, we clean it. I'm just like, people definitely did not clean this.
No. Alright, well, Murtaugh has pushed Claire up on stage and said, you want a song? You sing it. So there's a whole tavern of people just staring at her, waiting to see what she's gonna do. And she's singing a song from the 1940s.
Yeah, well, it's a new tune they never heard before.
Murtaugh changed the words for her so that it's more like Scottish-like.
Yeah, because that would
like
be...
local references.
Weird, yeah.
Local comedy.
Yeah. I also love how the stage looks.
Yes, I would love to perform on that stage. Also, I look so good in Candlelight. Like, I could get it in the 1700s.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'd put money on it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, everyone looks so much better in Candlelight. We should go back to Candlelight.
I only go to restaurants that are dim-lighted. That's
sure.
What I do. Only restaurants that are, like... I mean, if they had a candlelit restaurant, that'd be great. But, like, yeah.
Yeah, no, you have to take that into account.
It's gotta be... Like, nobody wants to be under bright lights. No. Especially when I was dating. I'm like, I look better in the dark.
Yeah. We all do. All of us. Well, Claire seems to be, like, getting into it a little bit. The townspeople love it.
This.
They are like, what is this jazz? Sign me up. It's like when, like, I don't know, like when the Beatles hit, it's like Beatlemania. Like, they're like, this is so new and different.
I was thinking Elvis.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to say Elvis because I learned in a college class that
beef.
During that time, so many white artists were just completely stealing the music.
From jazz and blues players that are
so
black.
I didn't say Elvis.
But yeah. That's it's true. It's definitely true. Well, hopefully they are, they're definitely collecting some money with each of these. I mean, hey, if the nurse thing doesn't work out, Claire, you just go to vaudeville. Look at this.
Hey, what do you say, kid?
There's 6 Village. Wow. So they've been on the road a while.
Has to be exhausting.
Ooh, also, yes, we said the strategy where they start singing a song, then other people are singing a song, and then if Jamie hears that song. Did you say that already?
That now other people are singing it?
Yeah, like I'm
we
saying
didn't talk about it. This is now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it came up earlier.
This is the new issue. No,
am I blinking? Oh, okay. But also, I just thought that was like a clever idea that word and song travels, right?
Yes, except now it's a problem because, because
that's a way for Jamie to.
But I think they just said, I think it's now that there's another group that's singing the song.
Same thing.
So they have someone who's dancing on swords and singing. So essentially now, it could confuse Jamie. He could think that they're...
Oh, gosh darn it. Oh, in a different village.
Yeah, I think they just said that, but maybe it's coming up. Anyway, this is now a montage. I think I could sword dance. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been decided.
Alright, cool. Prove it.
New village they have arrived at. And
you're right. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit.
No,
this
but
is
you're
them
right.
Discovering
that there's already a group doing the same sword dance and
so it's like
song
you want people to talk about your act, but you don't want people stealing your act.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a fine line.
Stand-up comedians probably had such a hard time back then.
Delicate balance.
Yeah. Oh my god. And her hat. I'm sorry. I'm just still loving the look here.
Also, might I add, this sword dancer is much better than Murtaugh.
Yeah, he has 2 swords.
I think
Murtaugh only had... Oh, I thought he only had 1 sword.
Well, either way, I mean, this
dancing.
guy's actually dancing. Murtaugh's just kind of...
He was just hopping around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clodhopper.
It's funny to watch Murtaugh get jealous. He's, like, upset.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe, the entertainment biz was a passion of his.
Hey!
Look how nice his hair is. This
You know
new guy.
who that... that guy kind of looks like a character we see in season 2. And
Really?
that is interesting. Sorry, I'm making a live observation
Not
that I can't
familiar.
really talk about. I'll tell you off camera.
Oh, and it is another girl. Another girl singing
Yeah.
the same thing. So it's a girl and boy team.
Okay, but I will say they look very different. It's like...
Oh, for
she
sure.
doesn't even have curly hair. If she had curly hair, then I'd be like, that's a problem. But
I don't think
this is...
people really pay attention to
This is
that if you're
interesting.
in a new village and you haven't seen them before.
Huh.
And now we're going
So...
face to face.
Yes. So it's a group of gypsies, essentially, who are like, hey, thanks so much for the great idea. We've been killing it.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, I'd be like, you know what? I'd be like, break it up. Artists gotta support other artists.
Not
Come
Murtaugh.
on.
Murtaugh's
Come
like,
on.
you stole our
No
stuff.
competition.
It's not fair.
There's enough villages to go around. Yeah. I just want them to get to Jamie already. I don't even know when that is. This is when I definitely feel like this part of the episode was a lot longer than it needed to be. Again, they're just... Because I know it's supposed to feel like a long travel and whatever, but I'm just so impatient. Why am I such an impatient person?
No, I agree. Well, but also you're impatient for, like, good reason. Like, we want to know where Jamie is, if he's okay, what's going on, what's the next step going to be.
Yeah. I can't believe when I first started watching this show how much I just, like, absorbed episode after episode.
Same.
Right?
I mean, I watched it in the span of, like, 2 weeks, if that.
The whole season?
Oh, the whole series.
The whole series?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks?
Something like that.
And there was five seasons.
I literally was, like,
seasons.
up till 6 a.m. on one day watching.
Oh, my God.
Because I was sick with COVID, so I was
That's
just home.
impressive.
And I'd, like, do work
Were you just
and then,
dreaming
like, watch.
Outlander?
Yeah, it was really... that's why I'm saying I think I had...
Wait, do you recall any of your Outlander dreams?
Oh, no, I wasn't actually dreaming Outlander.
Darn it.
I'm sorry. Actually, maybe I was.
Do you usually remember your dreams or no?
I typically remember them when I wake up, and I have to talk about them immediately, and then I...
Yeah. Well, do you
forget
journal?
them.
Do you write any of them down?
No, I probably should. I have great movie ideas in my dreams. Like, I am always working on something in my dream. Like, I have some kind of mission. I have something I need to do. I know
Hollywood exec.
I'm exhausting. Like, it's exhausting. I wake up exhausted. I'm like, oh, I wonder why. Because I've been, like, trying to run around find this thing. I've had dreams with, like, aliens where, like, I've woken up and been like, that was a great movie. Like, that was really good. And I'm not, like...
Well,
my normal mind is not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't think of those things.
yes. A lot of my dreams, I'm either being killed or
Wow. A lot of your dreams?
You know, definitely a lot. It's definitely what I'm watching. I don't think I'm not.
Do you watch a lot of
this
murders, like
on a
true crime
regular
murder
basis?
stuff?
Well, when I was watching Criminal Minds, and that's been on for 13 seasons on 13 years, and watched that show, caught on a little bit later, and then was like binging episodes. But a lot of my dreams just had murder in it. And then when I was watching The Walking Dead, so many dreams full of zombies. Escaping them, killing them, dying from them, doing not super fun stuff.
That's interesting. Sometimes I have that. I remember one time I had a dream. I was like a kid, and I dreamt I got shot in my back, and woke up
By who? You don't know?
I don't know, but there were intruders in the house, and I'm pretty sure everyone else in my family was murdered first.
Oh shit.
And then I was out of the house, and then got shot in the back, and was ah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember that very distinctly, but I don't think that happens to me often. I'm always working on stuff, and I don't ever,
and it's so
it's
vivid.
never finished.
It's not. Oh no.
Oh no, I'm never
do you wake up? Do you wake up at that point? Is that why? I'm wondering if you just slept the whole day and you finally finish your project.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Oh, we should start journaling these. I definitely want to know. Let's try. Let's try.
Let's write it down. Let's start for 1 week.
And then let's report back on our podcast.
Cool.
So
because the next 2 episodes are going to be a little rough, so we're going to want to just talk about other stuff.
We need definitely some other lighthearted stuff to talk about. If our dreams are lighthearted, if they're enjoyable.
Right? Well, yours are going to be
No, well, they used, I don't know.
First there was this puppy. I don't really want to tell you what happened with the puppy, but anyway, moving on. Alright, so back to the show. So Murtaugh was like, alright, listen, these gypsies are stealing our thing, so I guess we'll just have to find something else to do. Or pack it in, and Claire's like, no, I'm gonna keep singing the song until I find my husband.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Determined, yeah.
Then they're mad, and they're sleeping in a cave, and she's like, you don't understand, and he's like, yeah, I do, and she's like, no, you don't, and he's like, yeah, I do. Jamie's my godson. I care deeply for him. Not that he said that, but you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah. And I was just blaming the plan not working on... He's just blaming Claire.
Well, yeah, and I think... this is a really big moment, too, because none of us really knew... He mentioned in the wedding episode that he was Jamie's godfather.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But,
we don't know a lot about him.
We didn't see, how much.
At this point, as far as his past.
And he's definitely been, while he's been present and he's been a part of things, he's definitely, his own motives have not been always 100% clear. Mm-hmm. The details of his motives. Mm-hmm. Clearly he's loyal to Jamie, but we don't necessarily know, why and to what extent. And now he's sharing that he was in love with Jamie's mom.
Yeah, because Claire's like, you never lost somebody, and he did. He was thinking this woman, and this woman had another suitor. I
think she had, a lot of suitors.
Well, in this, when he's recounting it, he just said a suitor. And even the way he talks about it in the scene, he's not forgotten.
He said tusks.
Oh my god, he made the bracelets as a wedding gift.
And they're the bracelets that Claire has from Jenny.
Wow. Yeah. Full circle.
Which also
he has not forgotten about it. He has not let it go.
But I also just want to point out that meant that Jamie's mom kept them, too. P.S. Just
but
saying,
she gave them...
But, just saying that she kept them, while she was alive, she kept them from a man that she chose not to marry, but, has been in their lives, because he also was present in their lives.
So she obviously cared for Murtaugh.
Aw, they're very pretty.
Oh, also, oh my god, he's so emotional.
Oh, he's a son to me, he says. Aww.
Yeah, Murtaugh's more of a father figure than Jamie's real father figure.
Well, only because we never get to see him and his father together. I think... No,
that's true. No, you're right.
I think Jamie's father was...
You're right. Yeah. He was very... No, you're absolutely right. Because we did have... You're right. In previous episodes,
but yes, throughout this season and perhaps beyond,
Like, if
Murtaugh
Jamie's father
really-
was still alive, he would be doing the same things you'd hope, or going to the same extent, but yeah. I still can't with her hair. I can't.
The best hair.
I can't believe this.
It's not fair.
Also, it's like waving by an ocean. Like, the sand and the salt and the shit that gets in your hair when you're by the ocean. Like,
oh, but my hair is great in the ocean.
wow, congratulations. Good for you.
It's the only place it's great.
That's not true. It's beautiful now. Oh my god. Mine would be, when it was long, it'd be such a mess.
See, I think I was like,
Everywhere.
I swear I was meant to, like, I don't know, be a mermaid or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
You ever had any mermaid dreams? Mermaid Ashley pitching a script
No,
trying to get a project
But when
done.
I was a kid, I distinctly remember, like, asking my mom, like, begging my mom to let me sleep in a pool. Like, I was like, please.
Oh,
and she
my
was like,
gosh.
you can't sleep in a pool. And I was like, please.
Oh
I
my
love
god.
water.
Oh my god. This is probably one of the most adorable things you've ever told me about yourself. And as a kid, how old were you?
I don't know.
Like 13.
I mean,
No, just
80
younger, yeah.
at most, maybe.
Oh my god. You want to sleep in a pool.
And, like, I love the beach. I literally feel a difference in my body when I step on the beach.
So
I
were
think
you
I was
really
meant-
attached to Ariel?
She was my favorite, yeah. I wasn't really attached.
Got you.
But
You're like, psh, she got legs. She ditched the mermaid leg.
yeah. And also she was, like, very young and stubborn, which I didn't necessarily identify with that.
Yeah. Well,
mentality.
she's not like a super great role model.
No.
Because she just did everything a guy told her.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But she had, like, you know, issues with Ursula. There was a lot going on.
There's a lot. Some good, some bad. A whole mixture.
Yeah. No, I guess everyone's great in their own way. Except, like, except Ariel. No, I'm just kidding.
So they're back to the gypsies.
We love you, Ariel.
And the gypsy's like, so listen, I need to tell you something. We were in this town nearby, and a message was sent for us. And if you pay me,
Of course.
I'll tell you what that
Nobody
message
gets
was.
anything for free. Wow, great strategy, Claire. I'll give you
Yeah.
nothing.
Classic Claire.
Because you need this message. They came to you for, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they're lying.
Well, you don't know.
I know,
They're
but I
gypsies.
definitely believe them in this moment.
You know who I loved, speaking of Disney female characters?
Who?
Esmeralda. She had great hair. And eyes. She had, like, green eyes.
Hercules?
Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I love
Oh.
Megara. Megara's my girl. Like,
you're
or
right. I
Megara.
forgot. That was, yeah.
I
how
just
did I
found
mix
out
that
it's
up?
Megara.
You're absolutely right, though. Esmeralda, super great hair. Oh
The
my
best.
god. And her
And
eye,
the
you're
green
right.
eyes. Like,
What was
and
her
she was like a little
nationality?
tan. Well, she was a gypsy, so probably like a mixture of
But, like, could have been, like, Mediterranean?
Yeah,
or,
like-
could have been Middle Eastern?
Yeah.
Or could have been, like...
a mixture of all of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right, because there's not a lot of... Besides Jasmine, there's really no other vague Middle Eastern representation in a Disney movie.
No.
Like, when are we getting our next Middle Eastern? And can I please voice it? Her?
Yes, you should. Hey, maybe it's gender nonconforming.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. Oh my gosh. Look at that turn.
Ugh.
And who is it but
What
Dougal?
disappointment.
Such a disappointment.
So, it's Dougal Mackenzie.
I would be so mad.
And he's like, sorry for the disappointment. And she's like, I literally, all the air got sucked out of my body at this moment.
What a good surprise, like, reveal for this show to do. I did not
I forgot
expect,
this, actually.
I didn't, me too. I did not expect it to be the first time I saw this, I was just like, what? Dougal Mackenzie?
So, Dougal
Forgot about you for a second.
Yeah, he's living in this, like, I guess probably abandoned castle or something.
It's pretty big.
Where he is storing a bunch of stuff for the rebellion, or an effort
to smuggle things.
towards the
or is it
rebellion.
things? Yeah.
And she's like, wow, nice, great. So Dougal's like, listen, he's alive.
By he, you mean Jamie.
Jamie. but he is back with the redcoats. He went to that town where the gypsies were playing to find her and got captured.
He was so close.
And she asked if he was hurt, and he said he's in Wentworth Prison. He stood trial 3 days ago, and he's sentenced to hang. In basically a day, I think.
So yeah, this is the biggest news of the episode.
Now Murtaugh is like, obviously like, let's get out of here. And Dougal grabs Claire and says, no, I need to talk to her alone. Ugh.
I also wonder how far they are, like distant, like miles, literally, or kilometers over there. Like how far they are from the prison. That I wasn't sure and didn't know. Because
like is it even possible?
Exactly. Like if I was there thinking, in that situation and be like, oh my god, he's supposed to like hang today, and like we're all the way here, we're not gonna make it. Like
I would still go.
I
right?
Would
like because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You just go until like there's the definitive answer.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to find out. I would have to. I couldn't just sit there and wait. It's like the scene when somebody's like, running to the airport and cashing their luggage before they leave. Before
you gotta go.
9/11, when you could actually go to the gate.
I know.
You can't do that anymore.
Question: who do you think would win in a fight, Dougal or Murtaugh? Like if one of them had to fight for
you. Is this a fist fight?
No, whatever they got on their person.
Interesting. I would probably say Dougal because Dougal fights dirty. Murtaugh can also fight dirty.
You said dirty.
He can also fight dirty, but I feel like Dougal definitely has. I think he's taller than him, and he's also a little bit like, just his build. I feel like he's definitely bigger than Murtaugh. And
here's what I'm gonna say though, Murtaugh.
I want Murtaugh to win, but heart doesn't necessarily mean you'll win. Ashley.
I guess it didn't work out for the replacements either, right? They lost. Right?
It doesn't. I would want Murtaugh to win, of course, because Dougal Mackenzie throughout the entire show, like
you're right.
He
Dougal's
always bothers me.
Man. He's got a lot of rage.
But yeah, he could headbutt somebody with that giant forehead of his.
I think he could be outsmarted. Like I think people could see.
He's a good fighter, though. He's a really good fighter.
But I feel like a smart person could figure out how to trigger him.
Oh, and his emotions get the better of him?
And, like, anticipate what his reaction would be.
Interesting.
And I don't know.
Interesting. Good
like, Murtaugh's a little more, like, you don't know. He's a little more ambiguous.
Very good counterpoint. Yeah.
I don't know. But you're probably right. Also, what we missed was Dougal being like, no, wait, hear me out. I brought you here because you can just be my wife. And she's like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, I'll protect you. Timing. And like, there's something so special about you. And she's like, I'm married to Jamie. And fuck you.
Like, Dougal really thought...
Sorry, this was bleep that? Probably not. F you.
This is really good. We've cursed on this podcast before.
Have we? Have we said the F word? Sorry,
I don't know, but I
have.
Sorry
if you're listening, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. I feel like Dougal definitely thinks this is like I don't know if he thought he had a chance or like.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he like.
Imagine how he would do in a Bumble chat. Like,
oh my god, blocked immediately. No, because you want to know why?
His picture profile.
Here's what it would be.
So many
his
flags.
profile would be like, no feminists, no like. Don't message me if you're not gonna message me back. Like, you know the ones that, like, tell you what you should and shouldn't do?
Yeah.
And it's like, thanks, what a great first impression.
His profile description would be, like, war chief of Clem Mackenzie, and, like, a photo of him with, like, with
two, like, prostitutes on either side. You know the guys that have pictures with other women, and you're like... I don't think you get what we like.
Yeah, but also to show like how strong and buff he is. He's like on a horse.
Yeah, with a boar.
Sword.
Oh, instead of a fish, it's a boar. He's holding up a boar.
And he's shirtless. He's like, yeah. Well, there you go.
This is fun. Yeah.
We definitely missed. Oh wow! Now Claire is definitely trying to calculate to see if there is a way for her to infiltrate the prison. She's asking for how many men are there and to actually rally up and she's gonna go and save her man. She's gonna try and go and save her man. And
he's like, nah, we can't get into
right, because we're taking it back when she was there with Randall and
but
Jamie
it's a different
came
prison
with her. Absolutely is. But when Jamie came with her people and he went and saved her and tried all his might, whatever, and like Claire being the equal partner, she cannot let it rest. She's got to do this too. Yeah. I think that's so hot. I would absolutely, if Jordan was like held captive somewhere.
Oh my god, I mean,
modern times would just be post bail, but
I would help you.
I would. Oh my god, that'd be so great.
For sure, I'd be part of the crew.
That'd be awesome. Like, yeah, I would totally. Rescue mission.
Just to say, Claire essentially is like, if you help me try to save him, and it doesn't work, if he dies or he's already dead, then I'll marry you. And I bet he wants to do that. I bet he would, like, I don't know, leverage her for his own gain. Like, if they were married, I almost bet he would, like, I don't know, find a way to profit off of her.
What, if they're already married?
No,
what do you mean? How so?
Say if they're already, if they were to marry.
Yeah, but I just...
Dougal and Claire.
If they were to marry, yeah.
Like, I think that's why he wants her to marry him. Because I think he has an idea of how to use her for his own gain. Or, like,
whether that be the rebellion or that... Oh, I see what you're saying. Got you. Okay.
So we're back with Angus and, what's his name? Rupert.
Look at everyone's got such nice hats.
The hat game is strong. Willie's not taking a poop for once.
Although it did look like he was taking a piss. And now here she is. She's come to ask all these guys to help her save Jamie. And she's right. Jamie would come to save every single one of them because they are all Mackenzie blood. I can't believe they have to think for this for a second. I thought they liked Jamie.
Well, they like Jamie, but also Jamie's a Fraser.
Yeah.
And they're Mackenzies, and so their loyalty, and lies with not Dougal. Only that, they're really Dougal's men.
Crew,
like,
his crew,
even more so than Mackenzie's. Yep. That's why they're not in the castle right now. They all followed Dougal, because Dougal was banished.
And of all people to speak up and help Claire is Willie.
Yeah, and she's like, not really the one I wanted, but alright, thanks, Willie.
Guess one's better than none.
She's touched. Face.
She's touched by it.
Well, she's like,
Yeah.
That's nice, but not very helpful.
She's like thinking in her mind, she's like, alright, this is our scrappy crew? Okay. I guess we'll make do.
I feel like we could have used more Willie in the series.
I totally disagree with that.
Oh, really?
I think we had enough. Well, because he bothered me when, like, she was taken when she was going by the rocks. He had to pee somewhere else. I'm like, dude, do your job. You're supposed to be with each other and watch each other. Like,
also, like, they've been camping together for how long? Like, there's no way he didn't just shit in front of her some other time.
But also, did he have to take a shit at that time? Or
yes, that's the whole thing. That's why he went far.
There were so many bushes around. Like, honestly, you all smell bad anyway. Like, it just seemed like, at that point, you're right. Was privacy really, like, needed to, be a thing? I don't know.
Alright, so we have Claire and Murtaugh and Willie. No, I think...
No, that's just the three of them. Oh, no.
Oh, no, they picked up... So, Rupert and Angus
so also they did join along, yeah.
And they are at Wentworth Prison.
Yeah, so this is also daunting prison once they look at it. It's a huge... I mean, it's just obviously a huge fort.
Yeah, I think